Things are certainly getting interesting now. And something I thought is not what I thought. Hey guys, so this is my review for episode 7 of Westworld, season 1. And this episode was again another one of those builder ones into the we did get a major revelation though. This episode focuses more on the board's involvement. We actually see who the board are and what they are doing in a sense with the situation between Bernard, Ford, and all of the issues. We also see more of Dolores this time. We actually see what she's doing. That theory of whether or not the young man is actually the man in black, you know what? I've been looking back and forth on that one, and this episode, again, it's really teasing to it because he and her do the hooey, and he says, "You've unlocked something in me." And again, there's a lot of things that can say that the man in black theory is true, but there are a few things that can't. Like the one thing that a lot of people were saying was, well, why is the Mexican was with him, the man in black, this whole time? Yet when, right after he kills him, we see him as the Bandino leader with Dolores and Bernard and the young gentleman and his crazy Ben Barnes friend. However, that's the beginning of his story, right? So, again, there's back and forth evidence saying that it's true and it's not true. Either way, this episode, though, it really focuses on, maybe give you this idea that the board actually can do something, but what's funny is there's a lot of backstabbing in this episode, because the whole idea of them trying to take down Bernard is impossible because he is literally god of this place. So the only way you can make him do it is possibly play with, convince him to retire, or is that really the play in this episode, which shows that it's not. I did like how this episode did answer a few questions, but also has left me hanging with a few. Thaddeus Newton's character has basically these two butcher guys by the balls, and now she wants to escape. The only thing is, the thing I've kind of had a confusion with is how she's able to walk around and be so obvious with her emotions, yet no one's noticed. Especially the episode where he showed her everything. I don't know how anyone didn't see anything odd about that. The other thing about it too is I would think that someone would be monitoring her, seeing her actions, seeing what's going on. Like, I can't imagine that Ford is not seeing this, which is why I have a feeling that Dolores, Ford, and everything is actually Ford's idea. The thing that makes me think that is how this episode ends. I have a feeling that maybe the sabotage has been coming from the board, or at least from Bernard's girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, who the showrunner, and I think that she may have been behind some of the hacks, because just how the episode ends, it makes me think that Ford really is in control of everything. However, and this is the big spoiler point, so don't watch this anywhere past this, but at least to say I think I'm going to give this episode a 5 out of 7 because I really did enjoy it. Either way, the two big spoilers of this episode is that Bernard is a freaking robot, which admittedly there were some things that gave me the idea that maybe he knew more or he was in on it board, but I did not think that he was a cyborg. As well as that it's most likely that Ford killed Arnold, which I kind of thought from the beginning, but he has not said it. He has not said it aloud. He has alluded as closely as Anthony Hopkins can possibly do to it, but I don't fully know. I'm like 99% sure he killed him. Otherwise, now that the French lady is out of the question, now we wonder whether or not Ford is actually going to continue on with the issues, whether or not that actually anything has been going on that is not under his control, as well as where the hell did Bernard's tech go? Like, she got grabbed in the last episode and she was nowhere to be seen in this episode. So I'm kind of wondering where that aspect is going. I do want to see where the end of Dolores' journey is. It's awesome to see that the season, Westworld has already been confirmed for season 2, so I'm excited for that. Still, though, I am on the fence of whether we are going to continually get more episodes that are just J.J. Abrams' mystery box. Because while that has worked, I am admitting that I do want a little bit more of a forward to the end narrative. Because I know obviously, we're going to end this season with a hell of a lot more questions than answers, obviously. Another thing that's still kind of a little bit niggling me is the fight scenes of this show. The gunfights, like, we had a chain gun on a back of a carriage, and that didn't do it for me. I don't know, just how it was shot, it wasn't very woo. So that's the one thing I'm kind of getting a little bit bored with the fight scenes. I'm more so focusing on the narrative aspect, unless they're able to do something like they did with the first episode gunfight. That's the problem, is the gunfight in the first episode was so good that everything afterwards has been meh. Either way, guys, like I said, I'm going to give this episode a 5 out of 7. I really am enjoying it, and I cannot wait for the last 3 episodes. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.